takes a big voter base to be this cocky.
The last debate was the lowest rated debate in the history of politics. So therefore, do you think we did the right thing by not participating?
Trump has this base that you absolutely can't penetrate in any way.
So impenetrable that despite facing dozens of criminal charges, 59% of Republicans still want Donald Trump back in the Oval Office. But now, another presidential contender is starting to circle.
Second place in Iowa, second place in New Hampshire, second place in South Carolina. We got one more fella to catch up to.
She's Nikki Haley, daughter of Indian immigrants, product of small-town America.
Nobody knew who we were, what we were, or why we were there. But my parents knew. And every day they reminded my brothers and my sister that even on our worst day, we are blessed to live in America.
In 2011, she made history as the first female governor of South Carolina.
We did one of the things we do best in South Carolina. We got loud.
In 2017, she was voted in as Trump's ambassador to the UN.
I'm in awe, Vasily, of how you say what you say with a straight face. I really, really am.
She was a very impressive diplomat at the United Nations, and it was another thing that singled her out as a star of the future.
Now, Nikki Haley is systematically slaying her way closer to a Republican presidential nomination in every debate.
Or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels?
They're 5-inch heels, and I don't wear them unless you can run in them.
It's not worth my time to respond to him.
Honestly, every time I hear you, I feel a little bit dumber for what you say.
You're just
The easy
scum.
answer.
What she has managed to do in some key states is overtake Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida. And Nikki Haley has emerged as possibly the most significant rival to Donald Trump.
Crucially, the 51-year-old has just been endorsed by Charles Koch, head of one of the richest and most influential families in America.
Generally, they don't get involved in primary campaigns, the presidential nomination, but they have done this case. They want to stop Donald Trump, and they see Nikki Haley as the best way of doing it.
So what would a Nikki Haley presidency look like?
She has adopted a tough line on immigration. Foreign policy-wise, she would support Ukraine. On abortion, for instance, she is very extreme, many people would consider. She is very conservative, but far more moderate than Donald Trump, and far more conventional than Donald Trump.
Logically, Nikki Haley is a better choice for the Republicans, with polls showing she would fare far better against Joe Biden than Trump.
My suspicion would be that Joe Biden would actually fear a Nikki Haley candidacy more than he would fear a Donald Trump candidacy.
So, does Nikki Haley have it in her to defeat Donald Trump? Or will her dream of becoming America's first female president remain just that?
The stage is getting smaller. When the stage gets smaller, our chances get bigger.
Oh, she's impressive. Would the Trump supporters who want to see him in the White House be swayed towards her because she seems like she could beat Biden more than Trump could? Because obviously, people who support Trump want to see him in the White House. If she's got a better path to the White House, ideally they want the party in there, right?
I don't know if they actually care that much about the party. I mean, the Trump Republicans are there for Trump,
Just
I think, probably more than anything else. I think there's a couple of, we don't want to inundate you with numbers, but the Republican average of polls at the moment for whoever the Republican candidate will be has Trump still way ahead. He's on 60%, she's on 12%. So there's a big gap.
Yeah.
But the reason everyone's suddenly talking about this is these latest polls where they've pegged Trump versus Biden and Nikki Haley versus Biden. So Trump is slightly ahead of Biden, 4 points. Nikki Haley is 17 points ahead of Biden. So that's why suddenly there is this conversation about, maybe there is an alternative.
Is this early days, though?
Yeah, we're a year out.
Right.
So a lot can happen between now and then. And I guess that's why, given she's so far behind Trump, this is still a conversation because he's got so many legal battles ahead.
Right.
I don't think anyone can really predict what happens in the next year.
What does Donald Trump think of Nikki Haley? Obviously, she worked in his government,
Yeah,
so
I mean,
some people are saying she's singing from the Trump playbook.
She's interesting, right? Because during one of the debates, they asked, if Trump is the candidate, will you support him? And she put her hand up to say yes. But also what she said, and I think this is kind of interesting in terms of the Trump base and your question, Rach, She has said that if she became the president, she would consider pardoning Trump for his crimes.
Well, that's going to get Trump on side for sure.
Well, actually, no, he just called her a bird brain. That most recently. He's pretty good with his burns, but I don't understand
As far as his sick burns are concerned, that's not bad.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.